After calculating, 1 month in Bangkok cost me Welcome to another video, guys. My name is Ben. Welcome to the channel if this is your first time. For today, we're talking about cost of living. A lot of people, they give you the perspective of someone who's living there full time. But for today's video, we're going from the tourist perspective. I've got a lot of different categories that I'm gonna go through today, so stick around to the end to see the total. Let's get started. Okay, first we have accommodation. I chose to stay at a hotel. For this hotel, I chose Amber Hotel. This hotel is located at around En Nut BTS. It's one of my favorite hotels to stay at in Bangkok, and the total cost for this hotel was 33,300 baht for 1 month, or around $1,000 US. If you're looking for value, Amber Hotel is definitely the place I highly recommend that you stay. I will put a link down in the description. The other option for accommodation in Bangkok would be Airbnb, but I highly recommend you do not choose this option. These days, they're cracking down on the short-term rentals, so just go with the hotel and save yourself some hassle. Next, let's talk about your phone. This time, I used a company called Airalo. This is an eSIM provider. What I did is I set it up while I was in China, and when I landed in Thailand, I automatically had internet. I can't recommend them highly enough. I've had no issues, and they gave me 2 weeks for free as it was my first time using them. I'll put a link for them down in the descriptions. The total cost for Airalo for 1 month, well, for me it was about 6 weeks, was 1,200 baht or $35 US. The other option you have here is you can get your SIM at the airport. That's also a good option, but I think eSIM is just a little bit easier and it's more convenient as it doesn't take any time and it's already done as soon as you land. Now let's talk about transportation. For Bangkok, I recommend 3 methods of transportation. The first method, you can go with public transport. So that can be the BTS, that can be the MRT, the BRT bus line, or another option, you can choose Bolt. So I've talked about this in a previous video. So Bolt, you can get a motorbike really easy, or if you have to, you can get a taxi. But I don't recommend you take a taxi from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. Otherwise, most of the time, you're just gonna be stuck in a traffic jam. And the last option, you can have your own transportation, so which I did this month. So I have my own motorbike. So the cost associated for all 3 of these across the board for me was 3,000 Thai baht, or just under $100. When you have your own transportation, such as my motorbike, it makes going around Bangkok so easy, but it comes with an additional risk. So if you're not comfortable driving a motorbike in a big city, I highly recommend you stick to the public transportation. Next, let's talk about dating. Dating here in Bangkok can be either very cheap or very expensive, just depending on your perspective. For me personally, for this month, so I've had a girlfriend for the last 7-8 months, so my dating expenses have definitely not been that much. But in the past, they have been astronomical. Could be $1,000 plus if you're not careful. But for this month, my dating expense came out to be 4,200 baht, or around 120 US dollars. Dating in Bangkok is really easy as there's so many cool things to do. The restaurants are delicious. You have so many nightlife options. It really couldn't be a better city in terms of dating. Moving on, now let's talk about the gym. For Bangkok, the gym, short-term wise, is actually not a great deal. Long-term wise, you can find some amazing deals actually. For short-term, Bangkok gyms typically charge anywhere from 300 to 1,000 baht on a day use, and most of them do not offer monthly packages, unfortunately. For me, for this month, I got lucky. I stumbled across the Fitness Platinum at Akamai, and I just snagged a year, and I got it for about 5,000 Thai baht. So broken down, that comes to be roughly 400 to 500 baht on a monthly basis. But that is not always the case. Sometimes I've come here and I've paid as much as 2,000 baht or 3,000 baht even for a monthly gym membership. So if you wanna do fitness here when you're on your vacation, I highly recommend, if your hotel has a good gym, I would just do that. It's gonna save you tons of money. Next category is shopping. So for some of you, this is the main reason to come to Bangkok. all of the shopping malls, the night markets. There's so many options in terms of shopping. For me personally, I'm not a big shopper. Maybe I shop once or twice a year. So for this month, my shopping budget was 1,800 baht, or around 50 US dollars. For shopping, some good places that you can check out, I would recommend as a tourist, I would recommend MBK. MBK they have real, but they also have knockoff stuff, you know, Chanel, Dolce & Gabbana, Nike, Adidas, whatever you want, they have it. But also MBK is a great place to get tourist items to bring back to your family and your friends back home. Another place that you have to go is Siam. So within Siam, you have Siam Paragon, Siam Discovery, Siam Center, and Siam Square. So it's a whole big shopping center all in one. For a girl, this place is paradise. Next expense is nightlife. For me personally, I'm not a big nightlife guy, but I know a lot of you guys want to come to Bangkok and you want to experience the amazing nightlife that this city offers. Given that I don't go out that much, my expense is pretty low for this month. So this month I spent 1,000 Thai baht, or just over 30 US dollars. From a tourist perspective, I would say that nightlife is a lot of people's #1 expense, especially in Bangkok, because it can be quite expensive to go out. For example, if you go to some of the fancy places, you're not gonna walk out of there for less than 2,000 Thai baht, and that's if you're lucky. I've heard of people spending thousands of US dollars at some of these really fancy nightclubs in Bangkok. So make sure you be careful and understand what you're getting yourself into when you're going out in Bangkok. Now let's talk about food, everyone's favorite category. In Thailand, food is king. The options that you have here are simply incredible. For example, just today, I can go and have an amazing $2 lunch of khao man gai, which is chicken and rice, or I can go and have a $300 10-course fine dining meal. For most people that come to Thailand, usually they will walk away from their experience and they will remember all of the delicious food that they had. So here in Bangkok, there's countless amazing restaurants. In future videos, I will be going over some of the hidden gems for those restaurants, so take a look out for those videos. For this month, as a tourist, I spent 16,000 Thai baht, or about 470 US dollars. For some people, they spend a lot more than this, and for others, they spend a lot less. I would say mine is somewhere in the middle. And lastly, let's talk about health insurance. Health insurance is one of the most important things you need before you travel. Here in Thailand, there's so many risky activities that people do, and if you don't have health insurance, you could be out thousands and thousands of dollars. So I highly recommend that you get health insurance. With that being said, as I'm currently working in China, my school, they give me health insurance while I'm here, so my expense for this month is 0. But when I finish my contract in June at this school, I will be going with a company called Safety Wing. With Safety Wing, because I'm age 35, it will be roughly about $50 per month, and that will be covering any accident that I may have. If you want to go for a more comprehensive plan, they have other companies in Thailand that you can go with, or if you're based in the US, Canada, Europe, they have different companies that offer different packages. But the point being, do not travel without travel insurance and health insurance. It is a necessity. Now we've covered all of the categories for 1 month as a tourist in Bangkok. After calculating, 1 month in Bangkok cost me 61,000 Thai baht, which is about 1,800 US dollar. Again, these costs are as a tourist and not as an expat living here long term. Of course, these costs can vary widely. So tell me down in the comments below, what are your costs as a tourist? And if you're living here, tell me, what do you spend per month? Usually when I live here in Bangkok, I spend about 65,000 Thai baht, but I have friends that spend 200,000 Thai baht. So the range is wild in terms of cost of living here in Thailand. And as always, if you like this video, make sure you press that like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next video.